Transformers: Rise of the Beasts is out in theaters, directed by Stephen Caple Jr., who previously made Creed 2, for my money the weakest part of that trilogy. This is part of the long-running Transformers franchise, but what's important is that after the seemingly endless Michael Bay abominations, which I haven't even seen save for the very first one, the studio rebooted the series in 2018 with Bumblebee, which was a much smaller, self-contained, fun and heartwarming film. It limited the scope and the amount of characters and fights and explosions in it, which I thought really served it for the better. Now they're back at it again with world-ending threats and incomprehensible, shooty, explodey robot fights, which I have to say is a bit unfortunate. So the film opens with a flashback sequence taking place on a different planet where robots that look like animals, Maximals, are attacked by goons of Unicron, who's this essentially giant robot planet that devours other planets. The goons want to take a magical key that apparently allows traveling through time and space, but Maximals escape with that key to prehistoric Earth. Then we skip forward to the 1990s, and two humans, a New York hustler played by Anthony Ramos and an archaeologist played by Dominic Fishback, have to join forces with the familiar Autobots because the key has suddenly been activated again and Unicron is coming to devour Earth. It's nonsense. I mean, it kind of is a rehash of Justice League, but with Transformers instead of Batman and Superman. Like, evil bad guy is coming from outer space. But first there is evil bad goon that is gathering various magical teleportation items to communicate and eventually bring his boss back to Earth. There's a machine and a skybeam protected by nameless monsters, and then there's a character coming back to life at the crucial moment to save the day. It's Justice League. The story is so stupid, it hurt my brain. Like, for instance, why didn't Maximals just destroy the key in the 5,000 year period that they were on Earth, since they're not using it anyway? Or how are Unicron's goons able to come to Earth within seconds of the key's activation if the key is what is needed to travel there in the first place? Or why does Anthony Ramos agree to go on a mission from New York to Peru if his only skill set is electronics, and the mission not only doesn't require electronics when they're planning it, but also turns out that that doesn't even become coincidentally relevant to the mission throughout the film. Why is the gorilla named Optimus Primal? And I'm not making this up, by the way. And okay, this one I got after going online after the film. Apparently there was a cut explanation that revealed that the Maximals are from the future and they traveled to Earth into the past. So Optimus Primal is named after Optimus Prime because Prime is such a legendary warrior. But it's cut from the movie, so it all around just sounds silly. How does Anthony Ramos communicate with his brother between Peru and New York using a walkie-talkie? Why do the characters insist that destroying Unicron's machine is impossible because it will release more energy than a supernova, that's a quote, and then in the end, you'll never guess, they have to destroy it anyway, and it doesn't even kill anyone who's near it? Why are the Terrorcons, the evil robots, transforming into trucks and cars if they don't give a fuck about blending in on Earth? How does the safety code to Unicron's machine consist of two random hieroglyphs written by the Maximals in the hiding places of the key if they don't even remember the safety codes themselves later on? I mean, none of it makes a shred of sense, and my head just started to hurt when I was trying to wrap it around the plot. Unfortunately, it's not even the case of the dumb action being so fun that you can ignore the story. I found the action to be quite boring, frankly. Mainly for the same reason I had problems with so many of the recent superhero movies. I don't feel like I have a frame of reference as to which hits are dangerous and which are not. Sometimes a robot will shoot another robot and they will shake it off like nothing. Sometimes a robot will shoot another robot and they will die. There's no way to predict which of the hits are important, so if I don't know when any of these characters are in danger, why should I care about them in the first place? I also found, D- Dominic Fishback's acting is very questionable. She wasn't convincing as the archaeologist at all. Optimus Prime, I found him to be a whining bitch throughout. He's just a terribly annoying character in this film, constantly just lamenting how everything bad is his fault, and then he's refusing to make a tough call when he has a chance to do so. The CGI is so-so. Some parts look great, admittedly. Some, like the Power Ranger discount Iron Man suit towards the end, look awful. Sometimes the robots interact with the environment the way they should. Sometimes giant truck dude walks on grass and doesn't even leave a footprint. Now, the funny part is, I went online after the film, as I said, and there seem to be many positive responses from fans of Transformers. Apparently, it's much better than the Bay films. It's more faithful to the old cartoon or comic books or whatever. There are a lot of things that fans of that enjoy. I mean, that's cool. If you like it for whatever reason, that's great. More power to you. But as someone who doesn't necessarily give a shit about the old Transformers cartoon or the comic books, I found the movie to be pretty terrible. I think Bumblebee did a much better job of drawing me in as a newcomer to the franchise, but Rise of the Beasts turns into a completely different direction and suffers for it. I didn't like it. I didn't have a good time. I think it's fabulously stupid, unoriginal, and boring. I get that there are some dedicated fans out there who will disagree, but I'll keep my opinion. Thank you very much.